Hey guys, for our last video, we're going to talk about cotton this week. Cotton is a massive export of the state of Texas and of the United States, and it has been an export of the South for a very long time. It's such a massive export of Texas that there are even high schools that have mascots named after cotton. So Lubbock, one of their high schools, is King or Cotton Kings. King Cotton is their mascot. So that's how massive cotton is to the state of Texas, very similar to oil as well. So as we're talking about this, I'm going to be bringing up some different things about cotton and what it's used for. So cotton became the most popular crop in all of Texas before the Civil War, and even today it's one of the more popular crops that we grow here in Texas. Industries that rely on cotton is manufacturing. They make cloth out of it. Anything that's made out of cloth uses cotton. So cotton in Texas is the largest producer of all 50 states. There are 8 production regions located around the state, and it is the state's largest cash crop. Each year, the state produces about 25% of the cotton crop in the United States across 6 million acres of cotton farmland, the equivalent of about 9,000 square miles of cotton fields. Cotton continues to be the basic resource for thousands of useful products manufactured in the U.S. and overseas. U.S. textile manufacturers use an annual average of about 7.6 million bales of cotton. A bale is about 500 pounds of cotton. More than half of this quantity, 57%, goes into apparel, so clothing. 36% of it goes into home furnishing, things like drapes and couches and things like that. And 7% into industrial products. So we're going to look at this slideshow really quick, and then this video will be done. So why it matters today, it's like I said, Texas produces about 1/4 of all the cotton grown in the United States, and that's what cotton looks like here in the background. Like I said, it's the king of crops in Texas. Some real life stories. It was very difficult to pick cotton. It's a little easier now. We have machines that do it for us, but it was very difficult. And so this is a man, Alf Muckle, who wrote about what it was like. So, dear cousin, this has been a season with me. My mind has been stretched to the utmost tensions to brave the story that we little thought would come over the country this time last year. The destroying of the crops, the long siege of the yellow fever, the low price of cotton, and other ills I have had to keep my mind steadily fixed, not to break or lose my credit. So this was him writing in 1868 about what life was like. Cotton is not a very expensive crop because there's so much of it that's grown that you have to grow a lot of it to make any money whatsoever. So he's talking about a bunch of the hardships he faced, like low prices. Yellow fever is a disease that you get from mosquitoes and other things that he had to deal with. It wasn't a very easy life back in the 1860s, picking cotton. Cotton demands time and resources. Like I said, it takes a long time to grow it. You have to grow a lot of it. But even though cotton didn't make very much money per individual piece of cotton, it was the crop that made the most amount of money. Here are some people picking cotton along the Texas coast as well. Here is a little farmhouse with people picking cotton as well, and like I said, they use it to manufacture goods. Manufacturing means producing goods either by hand or with machines for the sale of in large numbers. It goes on to start thriving. In about 1872 is when cotton really became its major export in Texas, and then it continued through the 1880s when it became what it was known as cotton was king, meaning that everybody wanted to grow it as much as possible. We're just going to go through a few more pictures and things like that, just so you can see what cotton fields look like. There is a pest that does attack cotton. It was discovered in Mexico. The boll weevil is what it's called. It looks like down here. It's about 1/4 of an inch long and changes its color from white to black as it gets older. In the spring, groups of these weevils feed on young cotton plants and lay their eggs in the new cotton bolls. The damaged boll falls to the ground and becomes food for the insects when the eggs hatch. It was reported that in 1894, the boll weevil destroyed 90% of cotton crops in southern Texas. And so that's the main enemy of the cotton farmer, is the boll weevil. So that's really all we got today. As you are learning more about cotton, things to think about is, what is the boll weevil? Where was it discovered? And where they lay their eggs, and then how did it endanger the cotton crop. So there's some good things about cotton. There's some bad things about cotton that we talked about in this video. So it's up to you to figure out what you think the good things are and what the bad things are, and then be able to answer some of these questions at the boll weevil. You guys have a good weekend. Bye.